Star Wars, a series that needs no introduction. One of my personal favorite mythologies and probably the greatest sci-fi fiction ever written. Star Wars is extremely popular. I'd go so far as to say everybody loves Star Wars, but I know a few people who haven't even seen it. Anyways, let's talk about the title of this video. The sequels. You know, this is something that's been on my mind for a while, and it actually started when I saw this article. I Want to Be Forgotten. Adam Driver, the man who played Kylo Ren in the Star Wars sequels, wants fans to forget his Star Wars role, feared his Hollywood career was over after the disastrous sequel trilogy. And this isn't the only one I've read. I've read something that Daisy Ridley, the gal who played Rey in the Star Wars sequels, said the same thing. So, are they really that bad? I mean, I think it's safe to say they're not good, but are they that bad that actors actually thought their career was ruined and over? Well, let's see. The Force Awakens. I really don't have too much to say on this one, honestly. It was received fairly well. I know a lot of people liked it. Pretty much everybody said it was good when it first came out. Me personally watching it, I was disappointed. I thought it was basically just a ripoff of A New Hope. All the way down to the desert planet, to an old man dying, to the main villain wearing a mask. You know, it felt like they just copied A New Hope with slight differences. But, you know, that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, a lot of people liked Force Awakens. A lot of people thought it was good. It opened up the sequels well. We'll say that. Did good at the theaters. Positive review. Almost everybody liked it. Not too much more to say about this one. Let's go on to the next one, which was the opposite. The Last Jedi. Everybody hated this one. I like it better than The Force Awakens, a lot better, actually. I really don't know what all the hate was for this one. The Star Destroyer thing or whatever. I've only seen these movies once, keep in mind, and I didn't want to watch them again. The Star Destroyer thing, yeah, that was kind of boring. You know, I did think they spent too much time on the bad guys, the First Order. The First Order, yeah, I think they spent too much time, you know, detailing them, especially given the fact that they killed Snoke. That was really my only problem with this movie, was that they killed Snoke. I wanted to know more about him, was the main thing. I wanted to know, you know, how he was so powerful. How does he compare to the other Siths and the other Star Wars movies? All that good stuff, but instead he just got killed off fairly easily, too. And, you know, and then I was thinking, oh, well, he's just going to come back, which he didn't. So that, you know, that kind of disappointed me. But other than that, I thought this movie was pretty decent. I liked the stuff they did with Luke and Rey, the training. I liked how I liked how it went into detail of Kylo Ren's past and his history with Luke and kind of what happened there. And then I also kind of liked when Luke disappeared at the end of the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. Keep in mind, the first time watching this, I was expecting him to come back in the next movie, but let's just talk about that one, since that's the whole reason I made this video. Oh, Rise of Skywalker. Okay, going into this movie, I actually didn't think I heard too much about it. I don't think I heard like how much people disliked it and I think I kind of ignored everything, and I ignored all the spoilers and stuff. I did find out that like Kylo Ren turns good at the end and Rey was Palpatine's granddaughter, which actually made me more excited to watch it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I actually did watch it, and wow, where do we begin? Well, first of all, Kylo Ren, like, the movie starts off with him on Exegol, or wherever the hell he is, and if I'm remembering correctly, I mean, I've only seen it once, but the Emperor is, like, right at the beginning of the movie. How? Okay, he's dead. He was killed. How? Okay? That's my biggest question with this whole movie is how. So okay, the Emperor's alive. Okay, cool. I guess. He has an army. How? What? I thought nobody knew where this planet was. I thought it was hidden. Isn't that what Kylo Ren got the little thing, the little pyramid triangle thing for, so we could find this planet? So how the fuck does the Emperor have a big army? Okay, we're gonna ignore that too. He's got ships that have Death Star technology that can destroy planets. Again, it hasn't even been 5 minutes of the movie. How? But how? Okay, he can just what? Okay, and that's how it starts, and it just gets worse from there. You know, the next thing I really remember was some nonsense going on in the desert, and Lando came back, which is cool. I like that. And then Rey shot Force Lightning at one of the ships, which, that was cool. They didn't do anything with it, though. And, like, you find out later that she's Palpatine's granddaughter, which is cool. But, again, they didn't really do anything with it. Yeah, she was conflicted. She was like, oh, am I going to turn to the dark side? And da-da-da-da. But she didn't, you know, of course. Because she's the main character. Of course she's not going to turn to the dark side. But it would have been cool if there was more to that. More of where it's like, oh, you know, is she going to turn to the dark side? You know, honestly, what they just needed to do was, I feel like there's 2 movies missing. I feel like I watched The Last Jedi, and then I watched Rise of Skywalker, and I'm missing crucial key details from this Star Wars mythos right now. Like, I feel like I need to read 5 books or watch 2 TV series or something. Like, they really should have put something before this. You know, it didn't have to be only 3 movies for a sequel. They could have had a movie where, you know, it explained, you know, the Emperor more, how he's still alive, how he's on Exegol, how he made this army. They could have explained what the fuck happened to Snoke, who he was. That's one thing that really bothers me, is I really wanted to know more about Snoke. I didn't think he was dead. I thought he was going to still be alive, you know? And I think it would have been a lot cooler to have Snoke as the villain, as opposed to the Emperor again. Like, no disrespect to the Emperor. Isaac said it the best, I think. He said, who could be a better villain than the Emperor? Well, yeah, you're right. But the guy had 6 movies. 6! They could have put somebody else in that role of main villain. Like, even Kylo Ren, I would have rather have seen that than the Emperor again. And to be completely honest with you guys here, I don't remember much of this movie. Having only seen it the one time, not really wanting to watch it again, I'm just showing the clips that I actually remember happening. This was my favorite part of the movie right here, Evil Rey. I think it would have been really cool if they had, you know, done a twist, which they were, I don't know if they were scared or if they didn't think of it, but it would have been cool to have the main character go evil. Like, even for a little bit, that would have been cool. And then, you know, Kylo Ren, he goes back to being good at the end, but Rey doesn't turn evil. It would have been cool if he had gone back to being a good Jedi and she had gone to being a Sith, like, just for a second, you know, be persuaded by Palpatine to go to the dark side, kind of like he did with Anakin. But then, you know, she could go back to the light at the end of the movie. I don't know. This whole thing was such a mess, but I thought that would have been kind of cool. And when I heard she was Palpatine's granddaughter, that's really what I was hoping for. You know, I kind of feel bad for the actors that were a part of this movie because it did so bad. Another scene that kind of I remember and that kind of bugged me was the scene, you know, they have their, you know, fleet of ships and they're going to fight the Star Destroyers that Palpatine has, but all those are capable of destroying a planet. So, in theory, they would have no chance in hell of winning this fight. But, you know, cheesy, good guy ending, Rey is able to, I think she forced lightning up into the sky, right? And she destroyed them all or something stupid like that. Something that should have not happened. But I feel bad for the actors that were part of this movie. Because, you know, like Adam Driver said earlier, I want fans to forget about this. Because it was so bad. I guess they went through, someone was telling me they went through 3 different directors in the filming of this movie. And evidently, each director had a different vision of what they wanted this movie to be. And this is the end result that we got. Something that's really bad. You know, again, no disrespect to the Emperor. he is a great villain, a kick-ass Sith Lord. You know, I could make a whole video just about the Emperor and how cruel he is. But we really needed another villain for this movie. Especially, like, his name, nothing about him was even mentioned in the previous two. You know, if there had been, like, some subtle hint, which I'm sure, like, some people could go back now and find something and be like, oh, there was this wind that blew Kylo Ren's robe, and that represents Emperor Palpatine's return, or some bullshit like that. But, you know, if there had been just, like, a little bit of something to, you know, signify he was still alive or that he was going to come back, then it would have been better. But no, there was nothing. It was all Snoke and Kylo Ren in the First Order. And like I said, I would have really liked to know more about Snoke. He just was like, it was like his, you know, when they kill off an actor in a TV show because, you know, the actor does something really bad, you know, they commit a crime and they have to go to jail, or, you know, they really don't like working with the actor, so they just get rid of him. It was kind of like that. It was kind of like Snoke's actor, like, killed somebody and was going to prison for the rest of his life, so they had to get him out. Like that. Like, no explanation, no nothing, just get him out. You know, Rey beating the Emperor was, you know, obviously predictable, and this was kind of a short movie, too. So, like I said, they didn't have to have just 3 movies. They could have had more. They could have had this end any other way, but this ending just felt so rushed. It was like they were on a budget, which there should be no budget in a Star Wars movie, but it was like they were on a budget and they were like, oh man, we got to keep it under, you know, a 3-hour runtime movie or however long it was. We need to wrap up the ending real quick, as opposed to, you know, all this other nonsense they had, and that they kind of put a focus on the movie. They wrapped it up lickety split. You know, and, you know, all the Jedi going into Rey. Yeah, I guess that was kind of cool. But I don't know. At this point in the movie, I was just so disappointed, bummed out. I was just excited for it to end. I was just, you know, I think I was just still baffled and confused at how Palpatine is still alive, how he has this army, how he can have ships that can destroy planets. I was just still baffled from the first 5 minutes of me going, what the fuck is going on right now? How is any of this possible? That's it though, guys. That's all I had to say. That's all I wanted to say on these movies. You know, first one was received well. Most people liked it. I didn't, but who gives a shit what I like? Second one, everybody hated, but I liked it. Again, who gives a shit what I like? They could have still had a decent trilogy, and then we had Rise of Skywalker. And it was just a disaster in every form of the word. It's almost like Tommy Wiseau directed this. It's, I mean, it totally ruined the sequels. You know, people say the sequels have ruined Star Wars. If Star Wars wasn't such a great series, then yeah, they would have. But it's only because the other older Star Wars stuff was so good that the sequels didn't destroy it. You know, if the other stuff had been mediocrity, then yeah, like, it would be dead in the water. It's only because Star Wars is so huge that it's still going at this point. And, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, Disney's gonna ruin it when they first took it over. I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that negative Nancy. You know, I wanted to be positive. It's like, hey, we're getting more Star Wars stuff. You know, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do. And then, yeah, everybody was right. They did ruin it. But whatever. What's done is done. I know this isn't the kind of stuff I normally make. This is just something that was on my mind ever since I read that article. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comments letting me know what you think. If you like the sequels, let me know. If you're a fan of Skywalker, or excuse me, if you're a fan of Rise of Skywalker, please let me know, because I've yet to meet one of those. Anyways, guys, that's all I got to say on this. I hope you have a great day.